Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Glad you're here. We're back in the shop on this Wednesday night to do some catch-up repairs on all the two-stroke that's coming in. We'll start at the front of the line here with the Stihl 026 chainsaw. Let's see what's up. Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Today we have a Stihl 026 here to be looked at. The customer said it went to another shop. The shop said not worth fixing, but we'll keep it. So she picked it up and brought it here to be looked at. Just a quick look over. Parts falling off of it. Notice this handle is quite damaged. Piece missing out of it. If the saw is repairable, we'll mention that to her. Take a look in the fuel tank here. The tank is dry and the fuel filter looks newer. Okay, next we will take this apart a little bit here. Take that cover off. And we'll take this air filter off and have a look at it. All right. Air filter's quite dirty. Just split it apart here. Can't see much light through it. It's pretty packed. I want to remove the spark plug next. I'll take this top cover off so I can get to it. Just loosen this off. It must be loose by now. I'll take that cover off just like that. And we'll pull this plug wire off. Maybe. These are friendly. The spark plug is not tight. Let's take a peek down the spark plug hole here. Have a look at the piston and cylinder. Yeah, it's pretty scored up from what I can see, but let's take the muffler off and have a better look. All right, I'm gonna have a look at the piston through the muffler side. It's very scored up. I can see both rings. I'm just gonna poke at them here with this pick and see if there's any movement. The bottom ring is definitely stuck. The top ring does have a little bit of movement to it, but when I move my pick sideways, I can feel the scoring on the ring and on the piston. So the shop she had it to said it wasn't worth fixing. To rebuild this saw with OEM parts from Stihl, they're probably right. It's not likely worth fixing. So the customer is going to buy a new saw, but she's curious as to what happened to this. So we're gonna dig into this and find out. Okay, let's take the rest of this muffler off. Okay, next we will take the fuel filter. Take this cap off. Pull it. And we'll pull the fuel filter out of there. Okay, got the fuel filter off. It looks like it was replaced at some point. It's not original to the saw. I'm going to hook up a pressure line to the fuel line, and we're going to check the fuel line and the carb for leaks. All right, I got my line hooked up here. And actually it's leaking. It's not holding pressure. So there is a leak somewhere, fuel line, carburetor. We're gonna have to see if we can find the leak with some soapy water. So I've got soapy water here. So I'm gonna test my connection here first of all, just to make sure I've got a tight connection, and there it is. There's no bubbling there. I'm gonna check where my fuel line comes up by my carburetor here. Nope, I think we've got a leak. Turn this so I can. So soapy water sprayed there. I put air to it. There's a serious leak there. That's the carburetor itself leaking, not the fuel line. So we'll take this carb apart and see what the problem is. Okay, so I'll disconnect my tool here. Get this out of the way. And we're gonna take this carburetor off and see what's wrong here. This handle here has to come off to get to it. So take this out. I'm gonna take this all apart. Take the fuel line off of the carburetor. Take these two nuts off. I'll take this carb off. There we are. Okay, we'll get the saw out of the way here just for now. And we're gonna dissect this carburetor. Okay, so we've given this carburetor just a little cleaning off on the outside. This is where the leak was coming from, the pump side of the carburetor. Just a quick look at this carb, and I can see that this is a genuine Walboro carb. It's not aftermarket. The limiter caps are still in place and look like they've never been touched. Just looking at the screws, sometimes you take a carb off something and the screws are all mangled and stripped. These look like, not saying they haven't been apart, but they look like they haven't been messed with. This carburetor possibly has never been touched before. So first thing we'll do is take the pump side off here and see what we can see in here. That was not tight. It was not tight at all. So just looking here at this, if I peel this back, you can see all the old fuel deposits in there. There shouldn't be anything in there. That's closed off. This screw was not tight at all in there, so it was sucking air through this gasket. Whether someone loosened that off trying to rebuild this, maybe it was loose from brand new, anything is possible. When you're the first person to see a chainsaw like this, you have all the evidence in front of you. But when you're the second or third to see a saw for repair, it's hard to say what's happened or what someone's done. So I'm just going to put this back together and put this screw in tight, and then we'll see if there's still a leak or not. All right, so I've got my tool here. I'm just going to hook this up. And we're going to some pressure with soapy water. I don't see the bubbles anymore. And the gauge, it's holding pressure, it looks like. So there's no leak here now that's tightened up. We don't know if the other shop had this apart, so we don't know if this was the failure. So we're going to keep going here. We're going to check the tank vent on the saw, and we're going to pressure vac test the engine. All right, let's test the tank vent for vacuum. So I'm going to put my fuel cap back on. And got my tester back here. I'm going to hook up to the fuel line. And we've got our gauge set to vacuum. I can hear it. So the vacuum is dropping, so that's a good thing. The tank vent is working properly. Okay, now we're going to pressure vac test the engine. So we'll put our spark plug back in. Okay, we'll put this adapter on. This plugs the intake and the impulse hose. And we'll put our two nuts back on that we took off. Next, we'll plug the exhaust up. We got the adapter, the rubber, and the two original muffler screws. We've got all of our areas here plugged up. So intake and impulse. We've got our spark plug back in. And we've got our exhaust sealed up. So all of our holes are plugged. We're going to test to see if this holds vacuum. I've got my pressure vac gauge here. Put this up. Make sure we're on vacuum. Okay. Just going to move the flywheel back and forth a bit. The engine looks like it's holding tight. Okay, so we've got no vacuum leak here. So let's pressure test it. So I'm going to move this the pressure. We'll pump it up to half a bar. turn the flywheel. Move the engine a bit. Looks like it's holding pressure as well. All right, so this saw holds vacuum. This saw holds pressure. There is no leaks at all. The only leak that we found was in this carburetor. So I'm thinking maybe someone tried to rebuild this and didn't do it correctly. And maybe the saw was fine, they rebuilt it, and this is what did this damage. A scored piston is just a symptom of a problem. And the way this was leaking, that would do it. So we don't have the bar and chain. Sometimes the bar and chain can tell a bit of the tale if they were cutting with a dull chain. We don't have the fuel. We don't have the original fuel filter. So there's a few things that are missing here. The saw looks like it has way too much runtime on it for that to have been loose from the factory. So if I had to take a bet on this, I would guess someone's been into it and didn't tighten that up, and that's where the saw was sucking air. So if this saw was rebuilt with a new piston cylinder, and probably this carb just rebuilt properly, I imagine this saw would run again. I will quote the customer and see what she wants to do. Thank you.